The Jane Austen Fair, the walled garden, Downs Grange, Basingstoke, Hants, August 2004.
Isn't that the technical director or the technical advisor?
You see these very grand ladies here in the latest fashions of the Regency gowns with their high waists. Well, I'm wearing clothing of a good 20 or 30 years out of date. This is because this was handed down. I would scavenge what I could. Now, to describe what I'm wearing, I have a pair of mid-Georgian shoes here with heels and buckles. You see the young ladies are wearing the flat ballet type pumps, which of course I could not afford to buy. I'm also wearing yellow cotton stockings. This denotes my profession. Yellow stockings. Also too, if I was wearing my hair down, that would be another indication of what I did for a living. When a young lady reaches the age of 12, which I think this lady here can't be far short of. How old are you, dear? You're 11. Well, next year you could be married. Girls could marry from the age of 12. And from about that age, they would put their hair up, and that was a rite of passage to show that they had reached womanhood. Now, under all this, I have the all-purpose undergarment. This is a shift or a chemise, and I would sleep in this as well. This one is made of cotton. If I was very grand, I could possibly have one made of silk. And if I was a few hundred years earlier, then it would be made of linen. On top of that, I'm wearing two petticoats. No, not skirts, petticoats. You will see that I've pinned them up, and they also only reach my ankles. Very practical reason for this. I'm doing a lot of hard physical work, and I don't want to be hindered by lots of fabric flapping around my feet. It would be dangerous. And that leads me on actually to one other point. It is a perception that most women died from childbirth, or an awful lot of women died in childbirth. Well, they did. However, more women died from burns than from childbirth, because their clothing would catch alight as they were cooking over. Very careful. This is just about this time they did invent the cooking jack that actually swiveled out from the fireplace. But being poor, of course, I don't have such modern implements as that. Now, on top of my petticoats, I have what some of you ladies might think of as an instrument of torture, my stays or my corset. Actually, this is not as uncomfortable as you might think. It makes you stand properly, it makes you bend properly, it protects your back, and actually is quite flattering. It was quite acceptable to show a vast expanse of décolletage. Also to show your ankles was not thought of as being saucy. But I did not show my elbows. I always kept those covered. I actually do have here...
Yeah, I'll come back.
Now, I would not have had a spare pair of stays. I would have had one pair that were probably full hand. But I happen to have one I made earlier, another pair of stays. This is stiffened by split cane, but they quite often use whalebone as well. Now, this I would have put round my neck. It's a fichu or modesty piece, which I would cover myself up here. No, but as I've said to you previously, I'm not a modest woman, so I think we'll dispense with that in the hot weather here. Now, I've also got on top a short gown, or what we would consider a jacket. Now, with regards to food, basically what we eat these days, meat and vegetables. It's no different. Meat was quite often boiled rather than roasted. Now, there's a good reason for that. They didn't have ovens. They would have to take their pie or their piece of meat, if they were lucky to have it, down to the local baker, and he would cook it for them for a small charge in his oven. And that's the nursery rhyme. Now, I can't remember all of it, but it's prick it and bake it and mark it with B. Pat a cake. That's right. Now, the reason for that is to make sure you put a little mark on it, to make sure that you got the pie that you handed in the morning, and that's the reason for that. Now, to get rid of all the wasps, this is sugar. This is a raw sugar which has been compressed into a cone. Another method of sweetening was molasses and honey. We used to use honey before we had any of these things.
Hey, do you know Margaret and I have gone? Have you sat down to school and
Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. This is to let you know that in a few minutes' time, our Napoleonic redcoats will be marching round to the little paddock at the back of the wall garden. So, if you want to find that area, you can either follow the redcoats when they march, or make your way up to the lobby, and the lobby will turn left, and the redcoats will be there in about 5 minutes to their firing. So they're doing a bit of drill and musket firing in 5 minutes' time. That's the 52nd Officership item.
They've had a statue. See them, they're going. They've had 2 seconds talk. 2 o'clock, 4 yeah. Just
See what's going on in
Thank you.
All right. That's why I bought a 150 back. But I encoded. Oh, I was encoding stuff.
Right, break down. Right. See you in a moment. It's from Jane Austen. The letter to the lady Victoria. I believe we're going to I mean, we'll watch through the fashion.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give welcome to the 52nd Oxfordshire Light Division and the 47th also known as the
Right, shoulders forward, march! Forward!
The 42nd was formed in 1739 and mostly served
Sorry, sir, can I ask you to step out and take that?
The 52nd merged into the 52nd Book in 1757. The unit served with some distinction in Canada and America before taking part in heavy fighting in India.
Right, shoulders forward, march!
Greatest fame was yet to come, as in 1803, following the lessons of the Duke of York's abortive Flanders campaign, Sir John Moore volunteered for his services with his regiment to become the first light infantry unit of the British Army. Training began at the Shortcliffe camp, and soon afterwards the 43rd Hampshire
Right,
Infantry
shoulders
was
forward,
converted to
march!
These units trained in conjunction with the 3rd 90th Rifle and thus
Right,
began
shoulders
the
forward, march!
This parade trained in what were revolutionary tactics for the British Army. The units trained to fight in line.
Forward!
Yeah.
Suppose that's what it is.
Halt!
It's because of the fight.
The regiment fought with great distinction throughout the Peninsular War and happened afterwards and achieved one of its greatest moments at Waterloo when Sir John Colborne led the unit on a charge and flanked of the attacks by the French guards, breaking them utterly. The re-enactment group represents around 1809 onwards and follows the line of drill in this period, which was laid down by Henry Douglas. All units of the army would practice this drill so they would be able to work together. This might seem unprecedented, but prior to this, all units of the army actually followed whatever drill they wanted, causing chaos whenever the fighting was
Hold! Hold! Squad! Advance the crowd line. March!
Each of the soldiers is equipped with the same basic equipment. Each has a standard uniform jacket made of heavy wool. As you can appreciate, this is very hot to wear, particularly as it has heavy lining as well. The trousers being worn could either be white cotton or grey woolen overalls. Each of these could be worn on campaign as decided by the individual regiment. The chapeau, the soldier's headgear, is made of a simple piece of shaped felt and has a bugle horn badge and green tuft to denote light infantry status. The 42nd had a few obvious differences. The kilt is of the government Black Watch tartan. At this point, only soldiers were allowed to wear kilt, as tartan was outlawed. The feather bonnet, which became more elaborate over the years. The bugle horn and red and oak green hackle shows this soldier is a regiment's licence company. The most important part of the soldier's equipment is a brown best musket. This is a smoothbore weapon which used exploding gunpowder to propel a lead musket ball out of the barrel. The powder was ignited by a flint striking sparks of the steel frizzen. The musket was usually accurate to no more than 50 yards, but light infantrymen were trained to actually take their time and aim their weapons, thus were accurate to about twice that range.
Squad to the left! About! Face!
The soldiers carried a heavy set of equipment. The black box on his right side was a cartridge box containing up to 60 rounds of ammunition. The bayonet for the musket was carried on the other crossbelt. The bread bag was so called because it was meant to hold the man's rations of bread and other food when it was issued. His kit is completed by a water bottle, essential for the heat of Spain. When on the march, these soldiers would also have carried a backpack containing all their possessions and a rolled up blanket on top of it.
To the left! About! Face!
The unit will demonstrate the loading and firing procedure.
Shoulder! Arms!
There was a 12-stage loading drill to be followed so that all recruits
Squad!
quickly
Load!
in the heat of battle. Despite this, there were many instances where
Handle!
were incorrectly
Cartridge!
loaded, and the nature of the weapons meant that they were unreliable at best, and damaged whoever could cause whole units to misfire. In fact, at Fayre in 1811, the entire British brigade was destroyed because a sudden shower of rain dampened their powder, allowing them to be overrun by French cavalry.
Cast! About! Draw! Ramrod! Ram down! Cartridge! Return! Ramrod! Back to the shoulder and ready! Squad! Reform the line! March!
The unit is now going to reform to fire a volley. The British Army was the only army that trained with live ammunition, and thus was capable of a sustained rate of fire higher than that of their opponents. In fact, the average soldier was expected to fire 3 rounds per minute. The light infantry were actually trained to slow down their fire because they actually hit all the targets.
What's the firing probably not? The second round.
50 seconds, 40 seconds! Make! Ready! Present! Fire!
Whoa!
I don't want to. Because well, heard that.
Watch it, Will. Go on, watch it.
No, where did the thing land? I can experience what you like. No, you don't. There's an
No, that's all right.
Keep that engine out.
Fire! Shoulder! Arms!
No, I think that's it.
No.
Rubbish powder has been given to me.
Oh, some of them didn't go off, some of them didn't go off.
Horses at 2:30. Yeah, they're just marching in.
If you have any questions, members of the unit will be only giving to We are also incredibly vague and are willing to pose for anyone who wishes to take photos. I can assure you they are.
Right! Wheel! March! Dressings! Dress up! Squad! General salute! Present! Arms!
Ladies and gentlemen, the 52nd
No, they're not going to do it
Infantry
again.
and the 42nd Royal Highland
Not till
Shoulder!
2:30.
Arms!
oh, Mum.
Squad sections and subdivisions on the left, backwards, wheel. March! Forward! March! Back, shoulders forward, march! Forward!
The horse doesn't.
You may have to move out the way, I'm afraid, madam.
Left shoulders forward, march! Forward!
And they've grown up.
Well, they cancelled some holidays next year, don't they? At school, some holidays next year. Only winter holidays. It's snowing, so we can load the ski.
You've not upset him.
That's food in there. So excuse any children here, I'm sure you're not practicing. And when the regiment was on the march, the women would travel at the rear of the regiment with the cart and the baggage, the bags, and that's how women became known as baggage. Now,
They do it
wearing
at 2, don't they?
very old-fashioned clothes, and briefly if I go through, my shoes are not those dainty bags. Now, I have under here the university all-purpose undergarment. Do you know, I don't think I've shown my underwear off, so mean. But see that I've hoisted one of them up, and also too, they are only down to my ankles. That's for very practical.
Oh, nice. It's a special day today. Really, really special.
Yeah.
I want to walk around with you.
I just went out of fucking
Look, can we ask if we can stick the horse? don't get shot by them anyway. No, they're round horses, aren't they? There's only one. No, you go like this, they put some really big guns together. They don't eat it.
When you're asking.
Again, that's what he's saying. We heard the way and we said, we've got a wall taken over.
Well, I mean,
Even all the way around.
I went to the Stoneleaf and I had 3 shows.
So it's just a day.
I haven't been to any of these events. Our show.
So the 1770s, when ladies were wearing gorgeous dresses like this, you can hang that up and get the plastic bag out on that, called sack racks. Now, in order to give them a wonderful shape, they'd actually evolved from over the centuries from actually the Elizabethan costume. There wasn't a lot of difference in the way they wore. Oh yes, I need that. Right, I've got a lady volunteer around. I can need a lady, not a girl. Any lady there? Brilliant, well done. Now, you imagine she's wearing a white shirt. There you are, you've got a shirt. Give me a bit under that there, please. And to keep her shape, you have what was called stays. Now, these aren't as hard as they would be. It should actually have a large lump of wood down the front of them. But don't worry, I haven't got that volunteer. I would like to mix them up and plastic. There you are. There you are. Nice shape to display wonderful fabric. Now, in order to get the dress to look even better, it needs to hold out at the sides. So the next thing you add, these are called pocket hoops. These are the small. They actually got a lot bigger than this and they were much wider. They carried on pocket hoops. One on one side. Just think you've got to excuse the height. And another one on the other side.
They didn't knock all day, did they?
Because these pockets, they're nice and light. And in fact, if you want to go through a door, it's quite easy actually. All you do is lift the side to do that. However, they later got more stupid and more solid, and you had to go through a door sideways. Now, pocket hoops are useful because in the pocket hoops, you can actually hide these pocket attacker there and tie it round your waist. So then if you make your waist look small, you end up suddenly looks round it. And it's because the people who wear in separate pockets, they had to do it for centuries. You get rhymes like Lucy lost Lockie lost a pocket because the pockets were entirely separate, and the ribbon round it was tied round your waist, and you can lose it quite easily. What's them? Little slits in the side of the dress. Now the dress being worn with a petticoat, laced on over this, and on the front, to cover up the lacing, you'd have the stomacher, another stiff embroidered bit of fabric, which would go like that with the dress around it. In fact, not the whole dress on it, but actually quite an elegant look. Now this look would be in something of a silk damask, or a lustre, which was wall sit fabric. There's some gorgeous fabrics coming over from France. Now, at the time when these were fashionable, we were beginning to explore the whole globe and setting up things, exploring the whole globe and planning places like India. Pitch up, thank you very much. Give a round of applause. The beautiful thing was, you didn't have to have woven design, you could actually print on it. Not printed came back. And at the same time as they discovered cotton, you got the whole Industrial Revolution thing with the new spinning looms, the spinning, Hargrave spinning jenny, we can do lots of spinning at once, and the new looms that will weave cotton beautifully. And they started to devise slightly simpler dresses. You spin it round, coat hanger, thank you. Nice, neat back. Lovely sort of short sleeves, again an undercutting yoke. But instead of the hoops, we decided to do something else. Cotton looks wonderful when it's draped rather than stretched over. So they add cord in the waist, which then loops under the skirt, and once we put it to stay put, it's easy. Actually, can I have another lady? Another lady, come on, that's it, you come out, let's put it on to you, it'll be easier. You can look after your handbag, honestly. Do you want to take your coat off a second? No, I'm going to put it on you. This is the best way, put it on you, there we are. So you see, beautiful dress, held in the front. These can either be pinned or hooked on the front. She would have an underskirt again. Now turn around there, you can see what's under the skirt, find the cord, which is there, and loop it up, revealing the whole petticoat, which you would be wearing. Have time to put everything on. You can see why it gets dressed for a long time. Revealing the wonderful milkmaid look that got so popular at the end of the 1800s. Now, this also coincided with the first children's book being published specifically for children. Of course, in them were nursery rhymes, and this is where we got our imagery for nursery rhymes from. This period of fashion was the first printed pictures of nursery rhymes. So Little Bo Peep, Little Miss Muffet are all wearing costumes about the 1880s, 1890s. Now, and also at this time it begins the revolutions. The French are falling out with their monarchy. America has fallen out with the British aristocracy, and there's a huge change. Change like that means change in fashion. People revolt against the grand costume of the Georgian period, and they start to move the waistline up and simplify costume. But they're influenced by the other thing that's happening is archaeological digs in places like Pompeii and Herculaneum in Greece. The Grecian, let's look like that and do away with the stays, do away with the hoops and have something simple. Thank you very much. Have I another slim volunteer? Another young lady, would you like to come volunteer? This is a dress that's literally held together with 6 pins and a piece of tape. No need for any corsetry. I'm not wearing any corsetry whatsoever. I'm just wearing a chemise. And once I've sorted it out, we'll get it on to you. Like that. Should be just wearing a chemise underneath. Your arm like that. Arm like that. Now, she's a nice young lady, so she hasn't got everything an old lady has up front. What you do is that is pulled through across under the bust and is literally pinned to support it in 4 places. Like that, and that's exactly how I'm pinned into this dress. I won't reveal anymore because I reveal too much. But basically, it's 4 pins, there, holding me up and supporting me. Absolutely no modern underwear at all. And it works. Then the whole thing, the next piece is, you have this taped apron that comes up, comes round the back, oops, is tied around the front, all delicately underneath like that. Now, as people are beginning to go away from the aristocratic way of having body servants and things, they do have maids, but you start to be able to actually begin to dress yourself for a bit. And then this is then pinned up like this over the front. Run out pins now. And then the whole thing is tidied up with a little belt that's pinned round underneath there. And that is your look. Now we all think of it as wonderfully elegant and pretty. However, I wear both Georgian and Victorian costumes. The Georgian costume makes me feel wonderfully grand. The Victorian costume actually makes me feel elegant, complete with corsetry. But this makes me feel like a child. And my husband saw me in it first time this morning and said, gosh, you look like a kid. I said, that's how I feel. It's a very childish look. So you can imagine these girls going around, skipping around and staying young and never becoming proper grown-up ladies until they got married. But then they went into grander silks and things. Now, with the Georgian costume, you'd wear a hat like this. Lovely hat, keeps the sun up, the green one or even the flowery one, keeps the sun off your face, stays on with a ribbon underneath. It's wonderful. For some reason, when we went to this place, they decided to develop something that had a Roman Greek look. And then they came up with this. Now it keeps the sun off her face. What's she doing over there? You know? Yeah, exactly. She's got turned to look at me. I can't imagine why they suddenly went to this absurd hat style. Anyway, I'll get your bleeding there for a minute. It's not long before that costume gets boring. And then the next stage on, which takes you beyond Jane Austen and into the sort of period of Mrs. Gaskell, is this. They've dropped the waistline, started to get the gothic look, and ended up with the most absurd, what are called leg of mutton sleeves that are huge. Now, that hat would go with that. Isn't they involved with Nanny's other lady? You're ready to wear a hat. They take the hat, this is only 10 years on. Into one thing, the romantic period. The print, actually told it's truly classy. I think it looks quite fun.
Not with jeans.
You need a bun on the back to hold you up. But this is your wives and daughters and that very hat. And with all that flopping around you, it must be a dinner hat. This isn't a day hat. He's going to go out for an evening out. It's a dinner hat. So I don't know which one you prefer. Now, we've done the ladies. Can we do the men as well? Right, so, how the men's costume? There we are, it's been pinned out. Can you give these ladies a round of applause, please? With me, so come on.
Still missed the balloon, huh?
And it was done in brocade in gold and old gold. Yeah, she did.
I'm going to take this back to my gunsmith.
No, that's
You're not going until this goes off.
okay. Yeah.
Can't go because the weapon's loaded.
He's hand holding.
This is why the Napoleonic War took nearly 20 years.
He did it.
And turn 1.5 times and march off.
know what to do when we invite you onto the dance floor.